And now to a very special plant nursery with some very special workers. Here's John.
For people with disabilities, finding meaningful work can be a very real problem. But here, at the foot of the Dandenong Ranges, about 30 kilometres east of Melbourne, is a nursery where over 100 people with varying disabilities not only find meaningful work, but are also able to exercise their very real love for plants and the environment. Knoxbrook is a non-government, not-for-profit organisation which provides services to people with disabilities. One of their facilities is this nursery, where Jay Pinkster is the Chief Training Officer.
Yeah, each week we'd have about 90 people with disabilities accessing our services. Then on top of that we have school groups and volunteers and work for the dole people coming in, and about 25 staff who manage the site.
Now Jay, tell me something about the practices that take place in the potting shed here.
Well, this is where most of the labour happens, and obviously in a wholesale production nursery there's a lot of repetitive tasks and there's a lot of labour that's required. So all the potting up over here, like Megan's doing. We've got the tubing over here.
Yeah.
Just over here, preparing plants for sale. They need to be barcoded, labelled, weeded, topped up with potting mix. There's a bit of grading and quality control going on there.
And I suppose the repetitive nature of some of these tasks suits the
Very much.
workers perfectly.
Yes, definitely. People with disabilities often like routine and a stable environment, something they feel comfortable with and they are familiar with.
And what's really great is they all seem to really enjoy what they're doing and be completely absorbed by it.
Oh, there's a great atmosphere here. It's a really fun place to work on that regard.
My all-time favourite job is helping Helen on the potting machine and doing potting by hand.
When I'm at the nursery, I do tubing, watering machine and weeding, and my favourite is tubing.
I feel safe, and they help me if I need help and supervision, and I feel tired because I've worked hard, and feel good because I've achieved stuff and done the job properly and all that stuff.
We might need to set a little sprinkler and put it over the top, matey. Have a crack at that. Just a bit of a sprinkle, just like this.
Many of the workers at the nursery have an intellectual disability. Michael Hill had a stroke 9 years ago, but since then he has put himself through several horticultural classes provided by Knoxbrook and is now one of the facility's principal trainers.
Someone hasn't popped those weeds off. That's all right.
So Michael, what are the things that you do here?
These days I've moved into, an assistant teacher or a skills mentor, that sort of thing. Still working with the plants, but more so one-on-one with the guys or with the specific team, just to help build their skills and to help with the general flow of particular work groups.
Walking through the propagation shed there, I noticed a great sense of camaraderie between all the people here. Is that typical?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds a bit cheesy to say we're a big family, but at the same time, a lot of the guys here, it's more about getting together with their workmates than being part of a workforce. And it gives people responsibilities and a social outlet, I guess.
Now, Jay, education really is a vitally important part of this nursery, isn't it?
That's right. We're not just about employment, we're also about providing training to empower people to get out there in open employment. And this is a Certificate 1 class in horticulture, and this is a standard worksheet we would use in a Certificate 1 horticulture class. Rather than having big manuals with lots of botanical names and things like that, we've simplified it to having pictures of all the tools they need, personal protective equipment they will need, and materials they'll need on a job. It helps plan the whole work routine and get them to work independently. This has revolutionised the way we teach and probably cut our class times down by about 75%.
And of the people with disabilities who work here, do any of them then leave to go on and work at other places as their experience and confidence grows?
Yeah, there's a big push at the moment in the disability sector to try and prepare people for open employment. I can get employers to take extended work placements for people with disabilities, and they'll say, yeah, they work great, they did a fantastic job, they really picked up some skills and stuff. But when you say, do you want to sign them on as an employee, there's a real reluctance to do that.
And now it's up to Brisbane, where Jerry's over the moon about a subtropical paradise, and it was created by a very passionate gardener.